Welcome to Downtown Sports. My name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Kevin Shattenkirk. The 30-year-old was recently bought out by the New York Rangers, and because he does play defense and he shoots right-handed, he's been linked to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, it's probably not a matter of if the Toronto Maple Leafs would like to add Kevin Shattenkirk, but if they can. Moving over to Cap Friendly, and we can see here that even if Marner were to sign for $10 million, and this is of course after Travis Dermott and Zach Hyman get back from their injuries, then the Leafs would be really tight up against the cap with about $250K to play with, and that's not even a real $250,000, that's a superficial amount because they are into LTIR money. But if you looked closely at that armchair GM, there's one contract that sticks out like a sore thumb, and Leaf fans have been screaming at Kyle Dubas to get rid of this guy, and that of course is Cody Ceci. Now there was rumors swirling around Cody Ceci when he first signed that if there was a better or equally skilled defenseman available, the Leafs would have passed on him. And it doesn't take rocket science or any advanced metrics to know that even after being bought out and a terrible year last year with the Rangers, that Kevin Shattenkirk is in fact better than Cody Ceci. But I mean, when I said that Shattenkirk had a terrible year, I mean terrible by his standards. So let's take a look at just how bad he was last year. Up on the screen now is a list of defensemen in order of even strength points. Now this list is pretty interesting because there's a good mix of defensemen with different playing styles. And even though Shattenkirk is more of an offensive defenseman, we can see here that he still had a decent season, but obviously not good enough to justify the money that the Rangers were paying him. Now obviously most of Shattenkirk's value comes on the power play as a quarterback, and the Leafs already have Morgan Riley and Tyson Barrie. But I mean, a lot of people complained about how the Leafs used their second power play unit last year and the personnel that was on it, so having Shattenkirk there wouldn't hurt. And I know the trend in the NHL is to use 4 forwards and 1 defenseman on the power play, but I mean, if the Leafs really wanted to, they can load up the power play 1 unit with 4 forwards and Morgan Riley, and then go to a 3 forward, 2 defenseman mix on the second unit and throw Barrie and Shattenkirk out there with a mix of their 3 next best forwards. But I mean, ultimately this all depends if the Maple Leafs could find a taker for Cody Ceci, and then of course lure Shattenkirk to come play in Toronto. He has strong connections in New York where he's from, and there are teams in the vicinity that make sense for him. The New York Islanders have a lot of cap space and they're not too far away, and the New Jersey Devils are poised to make a big push this year after adding PK Subban and Nikita Gusev. So I mean, either of those teams would make sense, but I mean, there always is the enticing offer of coming to Toronto and winning a cup behind John Tavares and Austin Matthews. So we got that going for us. If his value has cratered to the point where he's only asking between $2 and $3 billion, then this definitely makes sense for the Leafs, even on a 2-year deal if that's what it takes to get it done. But the asterisk there is, of course, moving Cody Ceci's contract first, because without doing that, there's no way that they could acquire Shattenkirk. And I know I said that twice, but I just want to make sure that people understand that. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below, and make sure to like the video and subscribe for more, because more is always on the way. And guys, as always, take care.